Zunday, 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 comics and nonsense every Zunday. Zunday, 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 starring Zig again and Skipper Steve. Meet Skipper Steve, I'm the captain of the ship. Well, Zig again is mostly around for antics. Why did they name it Funny Books anyway? Because Anticsny Books is a really, really stupid name. And it's really hard to say. Zunday, Zunday, Gabingy, TGIZ, thank God it's Ziggy. Funny Books comics on YouTube, not really sponsored by you-hoo. Don't you dare miss a single episode of Zunday. Don't you miss an episode. Welcome to Zunday. Welcome to Zunday, Zig again. What are you reading today? How was my song?
Well, I was only partially paying attention because I happened to open this up to a scene with Ted the Bug, and Ted the Bug's the best character.
Oh, is that a good character in Bone?
Oh, so good.
Yes.
But I wanted to. Have you let them in on the secret?
The secret to my sheet of paper?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, first let them in on the secret.
Oh, well, there are no words on my piece of paper. It's strictly so I can wave it at the end.
Right. Usually he has the lyrics. He decided to go off book, as they say.
Yeah, how'd I do?
And I was all ready to judge your ability to do it.
Yeah.
And I may have caught something, but it may have been a choice, not a mistake.
Skipper Steve, that part? Zig again?
You usually say Captain Conti.
I do go back and forth. If you watch the Zundays, I go back and forth. I am Skipper Steve.
You are. Well, see, I feel like you go...
Captain Conti works better in the cadence of the line.
Song. Right, so, because I feel like what you usually do is, like, starring Ziggigan and Captain Conti.
Yeah.
And then you say, meet Skipper Steve.
Yes, I do.
You do both, usually.
Yes, so I changed it to, well...
And this time you went Skipper Steve both times.
But I said I'm the captain of the ship. So usually I would say, meet Captain Conti, I'm the skipper of the ship. But I said, meet Skipper Steve, I'm the captain of the ship. I'm still waffling. I should be Skipper Steve. It's a small store. Skippers are the captains of small boats.
And also...
And you got the alliteration.
And it's the Skipper and Gilligan, not the Captain and Gilligan.
It is the Skipper and Gilligan. So that's why I sang it that way. And that should be the way it's going. But yeah, I've finally memorized it. I was going to say mesmerized it. I mesmerized it.
You mesmerized yourself with your ability to memorize it.
Yes, I am mesmerized that I memorized it. I could have probably done that 5 episodes ago, but it's like a safety net,
Right.
And it gives me something to do with my hands, at that point. So how's that Bone book? Is that the black and white?
That's the black and white. That's the 1-volume edition.
Yeah.
Great value.
Well,
the whole series, all 9 volumes of Bone in one edition for a measly $45.
Yeah, that's a really good value for sure, considering, like a Marvel epic is almost $50 at this point.
And it's black and white, but Bone was meant to be black and white. It was created to be black and white. They do have the Scholastic editions are color, and the color looks really good. I like the color.
Yeah, the color's great.
But it was drawn with black and white in mind, so it looks really good and very, very stark. You know, shadows and stuff like that.
We've been discussing Bone quite a bit here on Zunday.
Which, I mean, it should be called
Don't even go there. But I did, on a related note, it's been a week where I filled out a lot of applications for other distributors, including Scholastic, who carries Bone direct. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because we're trying to get it's annoyingly hard to keep.
Yeah,
it in.
and I really should give everyone a supply update. That's been one of the biggest problems is getting comic book supplies, which is really important to our business. Not only as a SKU, like something to sell.
Yeah.
But we need them for daily operations, Like I'm going into the closet and
all
unbagging and boarding things to use the bags and boards. The door's not locked.
The door's not locked. I'm going to go lock it.
Someone just came in.
Yoink. All right.
No explanation to this person? Let me talk to some customer service. Hello.
Curiosity killed the
We
Conti.
open at noon today on Sunday. We're filming a YouTube show.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean
No, it's all good.
Okay.
Noon to 5 today.
Yeah, can I ask you one question?
Sure, real quick. We're on live right now.
Would you be interested in taking a look at some comic books, real quick, just prices?
I mean, when we're open, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Thank you.
We should have brought him in and done that on camera.
I don't know. I have to sign a waiver. He was too young, I think.
Was
to
he?
Put on
He
camera.
didn't
Well, he's a
sound-
kid. Don't you have to?
He didn't sound like a kid.
No, he was a kid. His dad was in the car. Yeah.
He sounded like an older kid.
He was an older face on a younger on a younger body. I think it was a kid. I think it was a child.
Get him back. Hey, are you a kid? What's going on?
Pretty sure.
Hey, I'm just
90%
noticing
sure.
we're running out of New Year's Steve space.
Oh yeah, we are. Oh, New Year's Steve's going well. That's kind of at the end of the script here. But yeah, we will go down the wall now. You know what? I was saving this for the end. But maybe this guy will be watching.
Someone went New Year's Steve happy.
Yeah, this guy Matt Magnifico.
It's a good name.
Cool name, right? Came in
excellent
here with a young lady, and together. Oh, her name's Melissa, and together they were from Asbury Park.
Ooh.
They were just coming specifically to our store from Asbury Park.
Wow.
They heard about our store, and they occasionally will come up and do like a comic book store.
That's neat.
Yeah. So I wanted to say that he is actually he has an Instagram thing where he reviews comics. So I figured I'd mention him. Matt_reads_comics. Our second Matt. That by the way, huge run on Matts this week.
Oh yeah. What?
Every single person that I signed up to Comic Cup was Matt. It was weird. That's how many Matts. It was like one after another. I bet you 4 Matts in a row. At one point, I thought I was being punked. You know? So Matt Magnifico, they got for New Year's Eve, which means it's 20% off they got on all these Volume 1s.
Yes.
And they locked in a discount of 50% off the rest of the runs of all these series through winter.
Through the winter.
Yeah, it's great.
Which is a specific date.
Something is killing the children.
Good.
Kill or Be Killed.
Great.
Right. The Department of Truth.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, I didn't have to sell them on this stuff. They were picking this stuff out themselves. Because I'm currently reading Department of Truth, and Kill or Be Killed is one of my all-time favorites. They got Deviant, Volume 1.
Yep.
Legacy of Violence. The guy.
So they're
indie.
They're a Tynan fan.
Tynan, and the guy specifically was looking for Cullen Bunn stuff. He's a big
like
Cullen Bunn stuff.
You know what I'd like to see us get in stock as a full thing? Cullen Bunn, because it was really good, and I only ever read half of it.
Yeah.
The Sixth Gun.
I have the omnibus.
Is it the full thing?
It's the first one.
It's the first one?
It's pretty lengthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that the series ended up being like
I have the
6, 7, 8
compendium.
volumes.
Yeah. And then at the last second.
Really good. It was really, really good, and I just never got around to finishing it. If you're looking for something to read, The Sixth Gun.
Well, this couple.
Yeah. So they have like a compendium.
Yeah. So
Nice.
This couple, though, I was like, I wish you guys lived closer. You know.
Yeah.
She also spotted the Anita Blake Vampire Hunters in this bottom shelf and scored Volume 1 and 2. By the way, if you buy Volume 2 at the same time, you still get the 15%.
You still get
off,
the yeah.
You know?
You don't have to come back.
Yeah, someone bought
You
all 5
can come back.
Recklesses, so I gave them 20 and then 15 on the others. So yeah, I mean, that was a very nice visit yesterday from them, and they said that I'll paraphrasing, but almost a quote, that quite possibly the best stocked comic book store they've ever been in, and this guy does a YouTube, like an Instagram channel about comics, and they were like, oh my god, they had a stack of comics. It was so big, you know. It was over $200 purchase of graphic novels,
And like all great reads.
yeah. Oh, it was all good, all good. So we're off schedule. I mean, off the topic, but we had to talk about that
And
anyway.
probably off schedule.
Yeah.
Because we're always off schedule.
We had to talk about that anyway.
Yeah.
At some point.
Mhm.
But I did prepare a special thing to do today, since it's been so cold out.
Are we going to put the New Year's Steve's around the Fat Moose sticker because we don't want to not
Well,
promote Fat Moose.
First of all, New Year's Eve is going to right. New Year's Eve is going to go to next Sunday, February 2nd. We're going to go into February with the sale because I just think it's a great sale to get in on, and then we're going to keep the names on the wall through the winter. So this is you want to come in today noon to 5, come in all week, and make a resolution to read something new. We just restocked every volume 1 you could possibly ever want, except for we've
come
taken
down to the best stocked comic shop in New Jersey.
Yes. Oh no, ever in the whole universe.
Oh, in the whole
apparently.
universe.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how far they've gotten. Matt Magnifico and Melissa. But yeah, I'd like to do the whole wall. So come on in and help us cover the wall in New Year's Eve things. So it's been a cold week, and I decided, you know what? For ZUNDAY, let's go talk about comic books more this week, a little bit more. And I thought it would be great to go over some cold characters in comic books. Cold characters.
Wednesday and Thursday were like the coldest days of the week, and those were the days I had to go into the city.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, it was rough.
I know. It's been really rough walking all the way across the street to my apartment.
Yeah, I know that. No, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Sometimes I have to walk over a couple times because I'll forget my glasses, and I'll have to go back out into this and walk across the street again to get my glasses. And then I'll come back and I'll have forgotten them again. I grab something else by mistake, and
Nice.
I'm like, oh wait, it was my glasses. So, but as you know, this building is freezing sometimes. Would you like to try that Yoo-Hoo candy bar while we're talking?
Sure.
Yeah.
This isn't the Yoo-Hoo toast.
No. But I'm dying to see what this is like, and how old it is.
Well, that's. I was going to ask. I was
There you
going to
go.
ask how old
There
it
you go.
was.
Yoo-Hoo candy bar. You want to read the nutrition facts?
I would like to. I would like to find the date. Is what I would like to do. If it even has.
All right,
one.
so I went.
Talk. I'll search for dates.
Yeah, so obviously everyone's going to know the main cold ones, so let's start more obscure, okay?
Right. You want me to hit the button?
Have you heard of? Yeah, I think we have something prepared for this guy. Jack Frost. Look at that cover.
I thought it was Icicle.
Oh, is that Icicle? That is Icicle. All right, take him off for now.
Well, that was the one that you told me to do first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have him in
All
order.
right,
We'll
well-
save him.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to spring.
If I get sick before my cruise because you made me eat this
Oh,
chocolate.
your cruise.
Yeah. Which, by the way, will be here next Sunday, but the Sunday following we are off because I'm going to be away.
You're going to be on your cruise already. Wow, that came up fast. Comic book cruise. Ziggy's going on a comic book cruise.
Comic-Con the cruise.
You're going to have to take pictures and we'll recap it on Sunday. So,
This is completely tasteless.
I was going to say, this doesn't taste like Yoo-Hoo.
To taste like Yoo-Hoo, it would have to taste like anything. And this tastes like nothing.
It's very milk chocolatey to me.
No, it's not. I'm
They suckered me. I'll buy
Trying
anything with Yoo-Hoo on it.
to find a taste in this.
So, Jack Frost. That is not Jack Frost. You could turn him off. Jack Frost is a Marvel character. Get this.
You didn't give me a picture for Jack Frost.
No, I didn't.
Oh, wait.
Because I have too many characters to give you that many pictures. I only gave you a couple ones.
So you gave me one picture and decided to talk about another person.
No, he's Icicle's coming up.
Oh, okay.
But Jack Frost is so old, there was hardly any picture of him. It was like, there was one picture of him, and it was like grainy. He's from USA Comics #1, 1941 from Timely Comics.
Timely. That's
yeah,
Marvel.
Timely, yeah. So USA Comics #1, one of the first creations of Stan Lee.
USA Comics, does that have the first appearance of the USA?
I don't know. You mean, isn't USA Comics that...
It's a joke.
I know it's a joke, but isn't that the one, isn't that like a very famous comic, USA Comics #1?
I don't think so.
So,
I mean, it might be.
He was unaware. He woke in the Arctic in 1941.
So what comic had the first appearance of the United States of America?
I don't know. It had to be Superman. Or no, I mean, it probably appeared in, comics. The first comic ever was probably set in the United States of America. right?
But is it the country's first appearance?
I don't know.
Was
It's
there
a
no
really dumb question?
Was there no
Ziggy.
country before
I
it
don't
appeared
know.
in a comic
There's people
book?
watching. So, this is how it
I'm
is.
just waiting for you
This
to
is
stop
how it is
answering.
going with Ziggy. Hanging out with Ziggy sometimes, right? I was thinking this morning because we were going to do a feature on artwork around the store, and that was I decided to go with the cold characters while it was cold. But I was looking at the Ziggy animated Sparkinator that I have hanging up on the wall. And I was thinking, wow, Ziggy and I used to go to conventions all the time and have tables. And I don't know if that's ever going to happen again because you have no work to sell anymore, kind of.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so that might be days gone by, you know? When I get out on the road with Action Figure Kingdom, I might be by myself now. Unless you want to come around and do some dancing.
I'm just there for the dancing.
Yeah, if you buy it, he'll dance. You could be my dancer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, were you the one telling me there's an entire band that pays a guy just to dance?
Yeah, it's the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah, he's part of the band, but he's only the
he's
dancer.
an equal part of the band, but all he does is dance around on stage.
God,
And occasional like backup vocals. But
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, you could do that for me when I'm rich and famous. You could just walk around and dance.
Works for me.
Be my dancer on my yacht.
I'll say this about the Yoo-Hoo chocolate bar.
Yeah.
While it has no taste,
Yeah.
it does have aftertaste.
Well, we'll be getting to that Yoo-Hoo toast at some point. We have a very special.
We need to wash down that Yoo-Hoo with
We
some
have a good
Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo toast today, I think.
I'm going to
It's gonna
continue
be
to
good.
wash it down with my coffee.
Yeah. So anyway, he woke up. He didn't know where he was, and he had the ability to create sub-zero temperatures. And he was a member of the Legion of Liberty during World War II. The Legion of Liberty, man. How about that? He returned to the Arctic by the end of the 40s. He just went back, I guess. Then in modern day comics, he briefly met Thor, and Thor discovered he may actually be a frost giant.
A tiny frost giant?
Yeah, a tiny frost giant. Thor told Jack Frost an Asgardian legend about a frost giant who was so small and puny that he was cast out by the other giants and came to live on Earth. How about that? So,
How about
on
that?
this episode of Zunday, you'll actually be getting some comic book trivia, and it was kind of fun. And then next we're going to Polar Boy. We don't have a picture.
No, we don't have a picture.
The reason we don't have pictures for all these is because it's a lot of work to put the pictures up, and we do this last minute. In fact, my Dropbox wasn't syncing today, and it was very last minute. So Polar Boy,
And then, of course, there's always the possibility that the computer will blow up in the middle of the show.
tomorrow night we will go get a new computer.
Yeah?
That's what I'm angling for.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah. Polar Boy, a well-meaning alien he's a DC character, a well-meaning alien with cold powers. His name's Breck Bannon.
It's a good name.
He first appeared in Silver Age as an aspiring member of the Legion of Superheroes, Polar Boy. He was rejected as uncontrollable. Unhappy, Breck went on to create the Legion of Substitute Heroes.
Yep.
He's the creator of the Legion of
The
Substitute
Legion of
Heroes.
Substitute Heroes.
And then he eventually gained full Legion membership. And apparently his home planet of Thar, Tharr. That's a classic.
That's a very alien-y name.
That's a 1940s alien planet name. Is one of the hottest inhabitable planets on the galaxy. So Thanarians can create heat, can generate cold fields and ice to negate the heat. That's what he is. Now, this is funny. Polar Boy was originally suggested by reader Buddy Levine of Northbrook, Illinois, in the letters page of Adventure Comics 304 in 1963. He was the first of several characters who were created based on reader suggestions.
And then, did he sue?
Well, he had to. You know? Polar Boy. How about Polar Boy? Back then it was so easy to name characters, especially Legion of Superhero characters.
Yeah, well, because they're
whatever
supposed
girl.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have Icicle. There you go.
Oh,
you can
hey.
put the photo up. This is another DC character. There is two of them. Dr. Jor Makent, a European scientist who developed a cold gun, became a member of the
Dr.
Injustice...
Jor Ma Kent.
Ma Kent. Oh, that's weird. Ma Kent. Yeah. Yeah, how about that? He was a member of the Injustice Society and the Crime Champions.
Yes.
These are all things that should come back.
And on the Young Justice cartoon, one of the main villains that appeared a lot was his son, Icicle Jr.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he's probably Cameron. This guy.
Cameron Pa Kent.
So basically the first guy died in Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's a
Yeah.
good way to go.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
if you're a character
If
and you died in Crisis, that's awesome, right? And so probably to make way for a new version. Well, they would killed a lot of characters back then. His son Cameron has natural powers, no ice gun.
right.
So the first guy appeared in All American Comics '90, and was created by Robert Kanigher and Erwin Hazen, who created Dondi, and I had as a teacher in the Joe Kubert School.
Who did he create?
Dondi. Erwin Hazen did Dondi, the comic strip Dondi.
I've never heard of it.
Oh yeah, we've been on a picture too long. I was rewatching the last Sunday. Sometimes we stay on our big picture forever. And then Infinity Inc. number 34 was where Cameron appeared, and that was by Roy Thomas and Todd McFarlane. That was Todd McFarlane's first team book. If you watched the Matt with 4Ts video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're getting into more popular ice characters.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard. Marvel Comics.
Oh, we have a picture for Blizzard.
We have a Blizzard picture.
Oh, it's an Iron Man cover.
Yeah, that's an awesome Iron Man cover. Two men have been Blizzard. Professor Gregor Shapanka and Donnie Gill. I have actually brought in a little show and tell.
Ooh.
Because I remember this Blizzard comic when
Wait, let's go to this view.
Uh-huh. So this is my own personal Iron Man comics from my Iron Man collection. I went into it this morning because of the theme here today. And this cover in particular, I didn't realize it was so far back. Iron Man 87.
Tell them.
Iron Man 87. I remember, I love this cover. I like how Blizzard is using the ocean to shoot up icicles from the ocean. And that's a Jack Kirby cover, I would think. Maybe not. Jack Kirby was doing a lot of the Iron Man covers. And then I guess he reappeared in 124. This is let's see, David Michelini wrote 124. This is a Bill Mantlo issue. No wonder it was so freaking good. Bill Mantlo, an incredible writer, on par with Jim Starlin. I would think that his
Creator
career,
of Rocket Raccoon.
Creator of Rocket Raccoon, Micronauts. He wrote Rom, and he had a really kind of a tragic accident in the 70s, and and that ended his career. I think he was either on a bicycle or rollerblading or something, and
I don't think he was rollerblading in the 70s.
Well, he could have been roller skating,
Could have
but I
been.
think he maybe was on a bicycle and got hit by a car. But man, that guy was one of my favorite writers. He was really good. He would have been still you would have still been talking about Bill Mantlo.
Yeah.
He would have created some amazing stuff. It's a shame, but yeah, Iron Man was one of my favorite comics back then, and the Blizzard was a super cool villain. Back then it was simple. Iron Man would fight a guy with ice powers. And by the end of the issue, he'd beat him, and then another villain would rise from the sea, and he'd have to fight Namor. That's basically the way it went.
Yeah.
And here he is back in issue 124, which was drawn by John Romita Jr.
Ah.
If you think that John Romita Jr. just sprung up out of nowhere,
Yeah, he's been at it a while.
he drew this. And actually, this is much more in line with the way the Marvel House style was. Because if you see John Romita Jr.'s artwork now, it's very, very different, very stylized,
yeah.
very boxy. So the Blizzard is one of my favorite cold villains. The first guy was fired from Stark Industries for stealing tech. Aren't they always? Right? They're always trying to steal that Stark tech.
Well, stealing it is easier than coming up with it on your own.
So he developed a suit that could generate cold, and he was killed by Arno Stark.
Ooh.
At some point. I don't know where. Was that 2020? Iron
Yeah.
Man 2020?
Yeah.
So we're beyond that.
Yeah, we're past the future.
That's a good way to put it. And then Donnie Gill.
We live in a post-future society.
Yeah, I can't believe we're past that. Well, they did those stupid ass, oh my God, those horrible Marvel 2020 covers.
Yeah.
Where they just put gears on everyone's shoulders. Ugh. They should have fired the editor-in-chief right there. I'm telling you. That is someone who's devoid of ideas. Sorry. I could be hired. I have tons of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name one.
Well, I would definitely, if I was in charge of Marvel, I would probably divide the line up into. I would do a more mature readers line of comics for sure. Something to address our adult customers who, like DC, kind of is a little more raised in, I think, their content to an older reader than Marvel is at this point. Like Marvel Knights, bring back Marvel Knights. That'd be a big hit. And then I would definitely do a line of all ages stuff, either books or comics or something. And then I would do, the middle stuff for everybody.
See, you know what I would do? I would do it a little different than that.
And that's just off the top of my head.
I would go back to the idea where comics were appropriate for everybody, but the storytelling was sophisticated enough and had enough thought towards it that it could be enjoyed by anyone.
Yeah, well, they're doing a lot of that right now. They are.
They can't seem to get, but like, if you read the Infinity Gauntlet or a Claremont X-Men, those were Comic Code approved comics.
Yeah.
Good enough for kids.
Yeah.
But you give anybody who's interested in comics those comics, they're gonna love them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how comics should be written.
Yeah. Bring back the Comics Code.
Or something.
Well, there's been like 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds in here that are interested in reading some Marvel comics.
Yeah.
And I go over to that wall, and which is right behind you. I did sell a kid a Champions this week. I thought that was a good book for the kid. But honestly, it was hard to find. He goes, I want to get a new number 1 that I could start reading from number 1 and go forward with it. And so that really limits the selection. I mean, first thing I saw was Psylocke number 1 with the art germ cover, and I was like, okay, well, not that. And all these other books like Thor's he wanted number 1.
Right.
So Champions was really the only thing I could find. Anyway, getting off the. So anyway, this new Blizzard, his suit was designed by Justin Hammer. He became Iron Man's friend eventually, but then he was exposed to the Terrigen Mist and became an Inhuman. How about that?
There you go.
But that for comic book trivia.
And he just happened to get powers that were similar to what his suit did?
Yep.
Of course.
Yep. And then he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show, apparently. And Stan Lee and Don Heck created the original Blizzard, who was Jack Frost originally, in Tales of Suspense, number 45, 1963. How about that? Yeah, so these and apparently there's a third Blizzard from the Marvel Holiday Special number 2 in 1993. It doesn't sound like he has a long track record. He was created by Shali.
It's a lot of information about Blizzard.
I know.
We've been on Blizzard for a pretty long time.
All right, you want to skip? Yeah, we better skip. What time is it? I forgot my clock.
It's 11:30.
Okay. You want to just take a break and do the Yoo-hoo toast? You're
I'm always.
You're gonna skip to the last photo, though.
Well, we do have. We can jump to the most. The biggest name in cold characters.
No. Can we just go to the Yoo-hoo toast photo, the last one? Can you jump to the last photo?
Oh, yeah. That's for the Yoo-hoo toast.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me see.
You want to do it?
Before
we get.
Let's break out the Yoo-hoo toast.
Should we?
Listen, these sippies, I keep squeezing them too hard and spilling them all over myself.
Well, you can't blame the sippies for your inability.
Well,
That's user error.
Once you pop this top, it's completely full. If you even just slightly squeeze it, it pops.
Well, don't squeeze it.
It's hard not to sometimes.
Are you the Hulk? Arr! Like, use the straw. You only need to squeeze.
I know.
When you get to the end.
I'm trying my best to exist in this reality. It's difficult. But I have to admit, I have drank a couple of our combined Yoo-hoo sippies alone.
Why not? You have them.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of those. There's a lot of sippies in that box. All right.
Yoo-hoo
I'm very
toast.
excited about this Yoo-hoo toast. He may even be watching, if anyone's watching. Is anyone watching? All right, I'll try not to squeeze it. Okay. This toast is...
Wait, are you toasting the nutritional information?
Oh.
Stop squeezing!
I told you.
Look how I'm holding it and nothing's happening.
God, I'm super strong. It's hard. It's like handing Superman one of these things.
It's not that hard.
Cheers.
All right, well, give the intro so that we know what we're cheersing.
This is a happy birthday to Kid Kirby. Let me see. Look at Kid Kirby. There he is.
There
How
he
about
is.
that picture of Kid Kirby? Listen, I don't have many pictures of Kid Kirby. I had that one.
We have that one. We have the Star Trek.
The Free Comic Book Day one.
Where he's on the side, not a
And
Star
then we
Trek.
have from Funny Rama the whole cast when he was
Yeah.
wearing the purple shirt. But honestly, could not find another picture of Kid Kirby. But I had remembered one day I took pictures of him with the Wonder. This is when we were setting up Funny Rama.
Funny Rama.
And now this picture has come
You're
back to haunt
still
him.
Dripping.
Kid Kirby will be 15 years old on January 29th,
There you go.
which is New
3
Comic
days,
Day.
3 days from
New
now.
Comic Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so happy New Comic Day, birthday,
And,
15-year-old.
His birthday job is going to be to clean the
The
yoo
yoo-hoo
out
off
of the
ground.
carpet.
No, Kirby is on a hiatus from Funny Books while he wrestles for Montville.
Wrestles.
He joined the wrestling program, yeah. And
What's his finishing move?
I think it's a pedigree combined with, I was actually watching Raw last night.
On Netflix.
Yeah, what I like, there's so many great moves that people have. There's so many great moves. The put to sleep, the go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his finishing move, the go to
To
sleep.
go to sleep.
Yeah, I think he does the pedigree, and then he picks the person up, and he does the go to sleep.
Pretty good. All right. Well, cheers.
Yes, cheers. So yeah, I saw CM Punk Rollins. This is from the first Netflix episode of Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Rhea Ripley versus who Anna really likes.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the champ. She was a blonde girl who was the champ.
Oh, Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Do you know where Liv Morgan is from?
New Jersey.
Elmwood Park, New Jersey.
Weird. Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
She used to wrestle with Funny Books' original area code on her gear.
201.
201.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, well, the match was incredible. I mean, all the matches I saw were really incredible. I mean, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time, but it does help that it's on Netflix because I actually
In fact,
see it.
her current main T-shirt that she has, she's paired up with Dominic Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
You know Dominic Mysterio?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they have this shirt, this like shirt, both of them.
Yeah.
Where it's like a mugshot. They each have a mugshot.
And he's
And-
6'3" or something.
619.
619.
Which is I think San Diego.
Yeah.
Which him and his dad both. Like that's Rey Mysterio's move, the 619.
Yeah, the 619.
But so
I didn't realize that was an area code.
It's and they have mugshots. Instead of having like the number, they both have their area code. So his has 619 and hers has 201.
Mm-hmm.
And when she used to wrestle with the 201, every
Yeah.
time she came out, I was like 201.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that used to be our area code.
And it is my area code
It is your area code still?
on my cell phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got 973'd.
Yeah. Hey, better than being 908'd, am I right?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bunch of 908 losers.
Oh man, sometimes I'll get a 917 signing up for the thing. Oh my god. Come on. 917. We should do that should be the next hub game.
Area codes?
What area codes do we not have?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, so anyway, we don't have to go into the details of Killer Frost, right?
Right.
Who is Crystal Frost, a scientist.
There's been a bunch of different Killer Frosts.
Yeah, and get this. She became a supervillain, but her powers were killing her. In an attempt to save herself, she was consumed by the heat of Firestorm and died. Boy.
That's...
Her friend, though, picked up the mantle, duplicating the experiment and seeking revenge on Firestorm, of course.
Good.
That's the way it used to go.
Yeah.
You know, he'd fight and then revenge and then a revenge fight. She was in Firestorm 3, which was 1978 Firestorm 3. I don't know where Firestorm is now.
She was also, I don't know which one because I can't remember her real name,
Yeah.
but she was one of the main characters in the Flash TV show.
Yeah, she was in the...
Caitlin Snow, that one.
Caitlin Snow, yeah, that's another one. She was introduced in the New 52 continuity reboot of DC Comics.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's where they brought her in. And she joined.
Oh, they probably based her on the. I think that was after the Flash TV show. They probably based this New 52 version on.
Wasn't the Flash TV show before New 52?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, no, after New 52? It was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, New 52 came before the Flash TV
Okay.
show. Someone could fact check us on that, possibly.
Someone watching, put it in the.
I
in
think
chat.
I think that the Flash TV show came after New 52.
I think that the Flash TV show.
New 52 was a long time ago. That was
I know.
2011.
I know. I mean, this was a CW show. I mean, it could have been.
Ice Maiden. A lot of these characters are Norwegian.
You know, it probably was after because I think Smallville. Well,
was before.
Smallville went until I think only the last season of Smallville was a CW show. I think the whole rest of the series was WB.
Yeah.
And then after Smallville was and so that would have been 2007.
Yeah.
And then after Smallville came Arrow,
Right, that was before the Flash.
which was before the Flash.
Yeah.
And that started the year after Smallville ended. So we're like talking about 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was around season 3 or 4 of Arrow, maybe season 3 of Arrow that they started the Flash. You know, they're
really
neck
close,
and neck.
yeah.
It's really close.
You know,
neck
that
and
guy
neck.
who played Arrow was at the Raw event I was watching.
Yeah.
They showed
Well,
him
he's
in
a
the
big
audience.
wrestling
Steve
guy.
Amell, yeah.
Yeah.
So what else? Yeah. So who were we talking about? Ice Maiden?
Killer Frost.
Killer
We
Frost.
didn't
Let's
get
say.
to Ice Maiden.
Then there's Ice Maiden. She was in the Global Guardians, which is funny
Yes.
because Invincible they have Guardians of the Globe, right?
Well, because but that's a play on the Global.
On the
Guardians.
Global Guardians?
Yeah.
Okay. And she was Norwegian. A lot of these ice characters appear to be Norwegian. And then more recently, she had a sorry fate when Dolores Winters kidnapped her and stole her powers and her blue skin, leaving her in a coma in Star Labs. Another happy ending for one of these characters. What the hell? And then this other Sigrid Nansen, she appeared in Super Friends number 9 in 1977. She was known as Ice Maiden. And then her new identity is Glacier.
I think we should skip to the big guy.
Well, we have Ice.
There's Ice is pretty big.
Ice is big.
This is just becoming a Steve reads Wikipedia about ice characters. We're not having much of a show here. I got to be honest.
I'm very sorry. It's cold outside.
It is cold outside.
Ice. Well, I'm wondering if people are guessing as we go, like if their characters have been guessed already. I'm saving the good ones. Ice is obviously from Justice League Unlimited.
Right.
She's in a relationship with Guy Gardner. She has super strength.
She has. She might. She's like a Norwegian like goddess or something
Yeah, she's
like
from
that.
the magical ice people of Norwegian.
Yeah.
Of Norway.
Of Norwegian.
Yeah. Okay, so let's skip. We got Captain Cold.
There we
I think
go.
we got a picture of him.
Yes.
Because I thought that his costume's the coolest, right?
Yeah. No. He's. I see now that you actually have a bigger name on there that I wasn't thinking of.
How about another bigger name?
Captain Cold.
I have another bigger name than that.
Do you? Yeah, but you know the thing is though, we've pretty much been just going villains.
Yeah. Oh, you know, that's funny that you say that because a lot of these ice people are villains.
Yeah.
It's funny.
They're all-
yeah.
except for him, that's all villains.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Except for maybe Polar Boy. Except for he was
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
like.
So Captain Cold, Leonard Snart,
Yeah.
right? He has a cold
Great
gun.
name, Snart.
Yeah. He's from the original Flash's Rogues Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Member of the Ice Pack too, which is a group of cold villains who I didn't look up. I wish I did. And he's on the Secret Society of Supervillains, which they really got to bring back. They need that title. Briefly, his powers were part of his DNA, but they got rid of that. And he was also played by the guy in Prison Break.
Right. Yes.
Right. In the Flash TV show.
Flash TV
yeah,
show.
he was really good.
And then in Legends of Tomorrow.
First appeared in Showcase 8 in 1957. And then, of course, Mr. Freeze. Right?
Yes.
Who everyone knows. Originally...
This was so much better than the chocolate bar.
He created a cryo suit. His first appearance was in February 1959 as Mr. Zero. And then after, he was named Mr. Freeze because of his version in the 1966 Batman TV show.
That was the first version called Mr. Freeze?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
See, now you learned something.
Now,
this isn't just Steve reading Wikipedia now. This
well,
is Steve
now it's
reading
something-
Wikipedia
now-
and Ziggy learning something.
Now, let me ask you this. Was Mr. Zero, did they ever let people know that Mr. Zero's real name was Victor Freeze?
I don't know. I don't know how that went down, but I found I thought he was Mr. Freeze before that show. But apparently he was Mr. Freeze there. And of course, famously played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. But Paul
Making
did...
some of the greatest cold puns
Oh,
ever
yeah,
to be put on
chill
film.
out. But the best version is Paul Dini's version from
Yeah.
the Batman animated show. That's where they created his origin to make it more tragic about his wife.
Yeah.
You know? Although it does say here that in the original he might have tried to save his wife, but I couldn't tell. And then, of course, we have... you can take us off the Captain Cold.
Oh, yeah, Captain Cold.
Iceman, who kind of ties into the Yuhutos because Robert Kirby that's one of his favorite characters.
Is Iceman?
Yeah. In fact, he had to start reading Exceptional X-Men when Iceman joined. He's like, now I got to read Exceptional X-Men
That's what happens
because I
sometimes.
love Iceman. Yeah.
I had to get that new Avengers book because Julie Power was in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I had no choice.
That's one.
I had no choice.
I know that's one of the ways it goes around here.
Yeah.
You know, we have
Which, by
people
the
that
way-
want every appearance of Puck.
I mean, you want to complain about publishing tactics, by the way?
Sure.
I had
love
zero-
complaining about publishing tactics.
No idea whatsoever that was a 5-issue miniseries.
Right. Right.
None whatsoever.
Avengers Assemble.
Avengers Assemble. Nothing about that book indicated it was a 5-issue
I know.
miniseries. After realizing that there was no new issue solicited after that,
Yeah.
I went back and in like the original announcement, like news article,
Yeah.
they mentioned 1 of 5, but that like
Didn't it seem to end though?
the 5th issue isn't out yet.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, it was, every Friday I go onto Comic Hub, I do my last call.
Yeah.
And I kind of realized that like that hadn't been on in a while.
Yeah.
So I checked I did a search specifically for the next issue and nothing came up. And then I had to do research to find out was
Yeah.
it canceled?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was canceled or if it was intended to be 5 issues because they don't make it clear.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
You know me.
I had to
that's one of the
find,
big problems I
like
have.
a Newsarama story
Yeah.
from like 6 months before the first issue actually
Right.
came out, where it mentioned that in September issue 1 of 5 comes out,
Oh,
and that's how.
Well, I would bring something like that up at the comic book convention during our panels with publishers.
And so we could get booed.
And someone will raise their hand and be like, I feel like it is our job to find that out and to tell the customers that it's 5 issues long. Oh my God. Can't win.
Yeah.
So, but listen, that's one of my biggest problems is clarity of what's on the shelf. You would never know that it was 5 issues long.
Never know.
And
I was disappointed because
Yeah.
the first 4 issues were quite
It's a
enjoyable.
problem. I think it'll change because they can't continue this. Anyway, Bobby Drake, he was the youngest member, Omega level mutant. He now can do all sorts of things with his ice powers.
Yeah.
In fact, they say that he can now teleport using
Really?
ice powers.
I haven't seen that, but I'm not really up to date.
Maybe going from one iceberg to another iceberg, possibly. I don't know. And he can remain living in water too, and create ice clones of himself. And yeah, he's a.
I know
powerful-
that he's created ice clones of himself.
Yeah. And then there's one more ice character I'd like to mention. Can you hand me that piece of paper taped to that box over there? Taped to that box?
This one, this here.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah. Thank you. I just want to mention this before we leave.
We should mention on Iceman that originally, even though he was called Iceman, he wasn't ice. He was Fluffy Snow.
He was Fluffy Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that he was I never read the X-Men, though, growing up, until we discussed this on
It was
ZUNDAY.
like issue 8 or 9. I don't know the exact issue, but
Yeah.
it was around 7, 8, 9. And like in the issue, he's like, "Guys, check out what I figured out," and he like turned into ice.
Oh, really? He
Yeah.
actually does that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It was like when it was still Jack
It's a
Kirby.
great way to do it, too. Yeah, like he hadn't figured it out.
Yeah.
He was a snow guy. They're lucky. Well, they couldn't call him Snowman, I guess. And then one more picture. I think we have this free character.
No.
It was picture 3
No.
or 4.
No.
AFK cover.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You weren't clear.
There's an
yes.
ice character. This is my character, the Freeze Queen.
Yes.
First appearance, Action Figure Kingdom #1. She's right in it.
Right in it.
First, like right. You get right to her. And it's funny because I also noticed not only are a lot of these ice characters villains, a lot of them are women.
Mhm.
Women have ice powers.
Right.
I don't know if that means anything. So Freeze Queen. I don't want to give too much of the plot of my first storyline, Return of the Queen, away for people that haven't read it. But my first storyline.
My guess is the Queen returns.
Well, first of all, obviously it's a parody on Return of the King, right? The title is. And this cover is one of my.
I wouldn't know. I don't watch. Lord
This
of the
cover is
Rings.
one of my favorites. Where's that cover?
You always get on me for leaving it up too
Yeah.
long, so I got rid of it.
But I like this cover because of the quit hogging the covers. Because the first 2 covers were only Acrobot and Sparkinator, even though she was in the book. It's the funny phone.
It's the funny phone.
Should I do a live answering?
Yes.
It's usually nobody. Hello, thank you for calling Funny Bucks. This is Steve. How can I help you today? Hello?
Is it nobody?
It's nobody.
That's weird.
It's always nobody.
I never get a nobody.
I always get nobody. So, yeah, it's such a pain in the neck.
So,
Yeah, so...
you know... Same person?
Hello, Funny Books. This is ZUNDAY. We open at noon. You're welcome. You're welcome.
We open at noon. So,
Yeah, I don't want
speaking of this cover,
to... Yeah.
like many AFK covers, I used to like it more.
It's not colored by you anymore.
It's
Yeah, it's very similar to your
it's a
coloring.
pale imitation.
It's practically
former greatness.
I will say it's practically identical to your colors. It's very close. I have the side by sides. It's very similar. You're a good colorist. So anyway, Freeze Queen. I don't want to give too much away, but the first story is called Return of the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about this Freeze Queen character. And if you haven't read Action Figure Kingdom yet, you should definitely try to read it. Why not? It's a good
Why-
comic.
that's a-
I don't even want to give away
That's
anything.
I like that as a sales tactic.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why haven't you? You know.
Why not?
In fact, it's so. There's something going on that's so cool that I can't even tell you about Freeze Queen.
Right.
I can't say anything.
We can't say anything.
because I'll ruin it. So that's it.
All we
That's-
could say is it's the adventures of Acrobot and Sparkinator,
and Freeze Queen.
and well, she's in that story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, not to spoil anything, but I think anybody who walks in the store and looks around can say, without having ever read an issue, that the main guys are Acrobot
and
and
Sparkinator. That's true. Those are the main 2 guy characters. And she also returned in Action Figure Kingdom 15, which I read the other day. And I hate to say, but I was cracking myself up because of the good robot character.
Right.
Everyone has to read Action Figure Kingdom 15 because this character I created, Good Robot, who's a parody of, he's an evil doppelganger of Acrobot.
Yeah.
He is ridiculously funny. How he is a compulsive liar but super polite, and always really makes fun of the Sparkinator parody guy.
Yeah.
It puts him down and treats him badly, and meanwhile propping himself up and blaming everything on him. He's so funny. I don't know where this guy came from, but it's. Ah! And also, I just drew 2 pages with Freeze Queen on it for Action Figure Kingdom 17, which I still plan to have out before winter ends. Let's put it that way. All right.
What a great sideways segment.
So, New Year's Eve is still on. Come by Funny Books today, noon to 5. It's Sunday. But you'll have until February 2nd to make your resolution to read something new. Love Bucks, by the way, will be our next promotion.
Love Bucks.
We will probably talk about Love Bucks a lot on the next Sunday.
Funny money.
Yes, Love Bucks will go on sale Friday. Is Friday?
We'll give you 25.
No, Saturday.
When you give us 20.
Love Bucks will go on sale February 1st, Saturday, and will be on sale through Valentine's Day, February
Love
14th.
Bucks.
Which is a Wednesday, I think.
Saving money is fun.
It's a light week this week. It's basically a fifth Wednesday for DC.
Let your sweetheart know.
Oh, no more fun.
You're expecting some.
Okay. This is more serious.
Yes.
Across the street, a buddy of mine who owned a landscaping office there. He recently passed.
They're Love
Don't do
Bucks.
that. So anyway, these cats
Aw.
are looking for new homes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 9 cats here. You can scan the QR code. Will that work?
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Scan that QR code, and that is a GoFundMe for these cats. If you're interested in donating, they're neighbors of mine, and the guy saved a lot of cats, and he kept these 9, and now these 9 cats do not have a home. They have a temporary building while the rent is still being paid over there. We have Mama, Smarty, Zora, Goliath, Pee-wee, Swirly, Uno, Dodger, and Galaxy.
I have a human friend named Swirly.
You do?
Yeah.
Maybe Swirly wants a cat named Swirly. That'd be hilarious.
That would be fun. Yeah.
What's your cat's name? Swirly also. But I didn't name it.
Yeah, it wasn't my choice.
Yeah. Wait, you found a cat named Swirly? Yes. And I didn't even have to find it.
Yeah.
Ziggy gave it to. So, I almost named my cat Ziggy.
Very nice.
So weird.
Your girl cat.
Ziggy, did you poop in the litter box again? All right. Well, anyway, enough nonsense. We got to open the store, right?
Well, we have a couple minutes. Just some comments that came in.
Okay.
In the last couple minutes.
Yeah.
First, our old pal Rob Martin,
Oh yeah.
who still hasn't picked up that Ahsoka pop. If you don't pick it up, Rob, I'm taking it for myself because I don't think I have that one. But he listened to ZUNDAY while driving for half an hour, and the witty banter and trivia made it feel like no more than 29 minutes.
What? 1 minute we saved him?
We made it feel like 1 minute left. And then JFam here said, hi, Steve. I actually happened to run into Kevin the Kid yesterday at a store in Clifton.
Oh, wow.
A Kevin the Kid street sighting.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm sure it was a
And
vintage...
you'll be happy to hear that he actually called him KTK, but I won't use that name.
KTK is the best. Well,
or the worst.
I wonder, it was probably a vintage store, I bet. Kevin's always scoping out those vintage stores. Yeah. He gets around to these stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see a Kevin the Kid street sighting.
Just randomly?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is good. People see me out in public sometimes, mostly Food Town. I don't go much out. I don't go Petco. Yeah. I've added Petco to my routine. Yeah, so Petco and Food Town. That's my loop, But anyway, guys, so we're open today noon to 5. New Year's Eve is on. Love Bucks will go on sale February 1st. It's going to be an exciting year. New Year's Eve is
What goes on sale February 1st?
Love Bucks.
Love Bucks.
I'm saving my singing.
Special discounted funny money.
I will probably open a Sunday with Love Bucks, right?
For fanboys. A perfect gift from their girl or mommy.
Boy, I think I might be a better singer than you. Finally, I'm a better singer than somebody. But like I said, New Year's Eve, I'm happy with the way it's going.
It was a retro game store.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, right. Yeah. Anything retro is for Kevin, for sure. So I'd like to get more names on the New Year's Eve wall. Remember, we didn't do names last year.
Right.
Names is what it's all about.
It's names and book.
Yeah.
You gotta have the names.
Oh
and the
yeah,
book.
There's some great books up there. Dogman. I got a Dogman yesterday.
Nice.
Bought the volume 1, 20% off.
Yeah.
Look at all the other volumes. They'll all be 15% off through the winter. That's a great. And Something is Killing the Children, which Matt bought. There's 8 volumes of that. So if you can get them all through the winter, you're doing really well. another preacher.
No, yeah.
Another White Knight I sold yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I did an Astro City. Glenn Clayton bought the Astro City Volume 1.
Ooh.
He said he's always wanted to read it, and this is a good opportunity
Yeah.
to read it new. So that's the attitude you have to have. Is like, I always wanted to read this. Get it now.
Get it now.
You save money, and you get your name on the wall.
Get your name on the wall. You get the opportunity to come back and get more at a discounted rate.
Yeah, and you also are doing something good for yourself because you're not hemming and hawing. You're finally making a move and reading that book that you've been wanting to read. And it's freezing outside. Stay
Yeah.
inside and read. You can only watch so much television before your brain rots out of your head, right?
Yeah.
So, and reading's been really good. I read Department of Truth recently, and that book is really complicated, but it was really good.
Yeah.
I like that artist, Martin Simmons, and Tynian's work is starting to grow on me. He's definitely a complicated writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's complicated.
He's got a lot going on.
Like Ed Brubaker's like a slap in the face. Like it's simple writing actually. If you read it, it's just like very easy to read a Brubaker book. Tynian, I'm like, I have to go back and reread pages and stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes. I remember what was I reading? Oh, what was that book? The Asian Detective Image.
Yeah. Well, there was two of them.
Well, name one of them.
Asian.
I
just restocked Volume 1. Was Good Asian?
Good Asian, yeah.
Yeah.
When I read the first volume of that,
Yeah.
I had to read every issue twice.
Yeah.
I had to read it was really good. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
But I had to read every issue twice.
I just restocked Volume 1 for New Year's Eve.
So good.
Yeah, I did a heavy restock. All right, well, thank you for turning your Sunday into ZUNDAY.
Kabingy.